Good afternoon, everybody, or shall I say evening? It's Friday after work, and I'm chilling. Right? I'm gonna read you a little something off Twitter that I came across, or actually, it's something that I retweeted, and then I'm gonna play you a little bit of a clip from TBD, Texas Black Diamond, one of my favorite R. Kelly YouTubers. Fair use, fair use. So Texas, don't trip, okay? All right, so. Um, Shady Kels Shady on Twitter said on September 8th that lady that tapped into R. Kelly's information, she had help. Trust, there are many players above her rank that gave her permission to do it. Stay woke. There's been a lot of corruption in this case. Free R. Kelly. So when I retweeted it yesterday, and I was like, and this is why ultimately nothing might not happen to Tasha K. I said before a long time ago, when you look at the type of suspect, corrupt, unethical, unconstitutional, and illegal things that have been allowed to occur with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, big players okayed them to occur. All right, so check this out.
On a mistrial, because it seemed like that would have been that would have they would have had an emergency um uh, sidebar or meeting on the situation. It's still an ongoing investigation at this point right now, and they'll probably drag it out until the trial is over with. That's why I say it's an ongoing investigation. They'll drag it out until the trial is over with. I'm telling y'all. Yeah.
Now, what's key about what Texas Black Diamond said is when this thing jumped off with Tosh K, and this is my belief. My thing is that his charges or the trial or whatever, the case should have been dismissed. It should not be still going on right now. So if you have something like that pop up and the case is the trial is going on right now, and then you find out that Tasha K and this ex prison worker um, was she accessing this man's information and stuff like that, and is able to get passed over to Tasha K so Tasha K can read that information on her YouTube. To me, I believe that in order for something like that to go down, big players had to be involved and in order for that to occur. And then if you look at it, look how long ago that was. That was back in November 2019. In 2 more months, it's going to be November 2021. So you mean to tell me that it took that long for these government investigators to find out what went down between Tasha K and this particular ex-prison worker? And now that it's came out, nothing still ain't happened. So the way I'm looking at it is they probably been knew what happened with Tasha K and that worker a long time ago, and they just let it drag on out, drag on out, drag on out because maybe they thought with hitting R. Kelly on the top of the head with all these new updates to his indictment that over and then him keep getting denied bail and being in jail over 2 years, maybe they thought he was gonna crack and just plead out. Well, that hasn't happened. So now you bring this news up, you pop this up, Chicago Tribune, they now sharing this information. Okay, so what's the end goal then? Because this is almost 2 years later and ain't nothing happened. Ain't I mean, who heads done rolled because of that? Because R. Kelly, this trial's still going on. They haven't had no type of emergency sidebar where the judge is saying, "Well, hey, look, this, we found out this new information with this YouTube blogger and an ex prison worker." His case hasn't been dismissed. It's the trial's still going on. So my thinking is ultimately nothing may not happen to Tasha K behind all of this. Now, don't quote me on it. I'm not saying that really will be the case, but that's kind of like where I'm leaning with it because I just kind of feel like it's a lot of stuff that's been going on when it come to R. Kelly over these past 2+ years. A lot of stuff that's been going down and allowed to happen that if it was some prominent white entertainer or politician or actor or businessman with some of the crazy stuff that's been going on with R. Kelly, I don't think that stuff would have been allowed to happen. I think this case probably would have been thrown out a long time ago. But when you see stuff like that happening over and over and over again, to me, it's because big players behind the scene have okayed and green lighted that type of stuff to happen. So don't be surprised if nothing ultimately ends up happening to Tasha K or maybe even that ex prison worker. So I just wanted to share that my quick thoughts with you guys on that. All right, and y'all have a good one.